Today I'd like to talk about the maintenance of the county roads, the decommissioning process, and the lack of any required surety payment. Firstly, the roads have been brushed over. It's kind of we'll figure it out after it goes through. But according to their submitted decommissioning statement, there are 24 million pounds of support assemblies to be removed and recycled. That equals 500 semi-loads. According to the solar recycling company out of California, 300 to 500 panels fit in a container. So 700,000 plus panels equals 1,400 to 2,300 semi-loads. Inverters are 78 loads. The BESS systems are 57 loads. And I don't even know how many loads it'll take to make 36.5 miles of chain link fence, game fencing, and the supporting poles. I'm guessing 100. That's a grand total of 3,035 semi-trucks driving down Highway 77, Hallam Road, and all their surrounding gravel roads. These semis will be pulling out onto a 70-mile-an-hour highway across 4 lanes of traffic at all times of day. Why has there been no road study to see what this could do? While we were going through the initial planning commission, there was a landscaping facility on North Highway 77. There was a road study done to see what deliveries would be at that facility. Why not this one? And as stated in their decommissioning, the inverters have a 10-year lifespan, and according to the decommissioning, to receive the most salvage value, they need to be changed out halfway through their lifespan, every 5 years. That's 468 more trucks through 30 years. Also, these have a 25 to 30-year lifespan. With a 30-year lease, you have to assume that these panels will be changed out to keep the optimal efficiency. That's another 1,400 to 2,300 semi-loads. And then there's the final decommissioning of 3,035 semi-truck loads for a grand total of an estimating 8,834 semi-loads driving across our gravel roads and everything else. That's taken into no account the workers, the heavy equipment, concrete trucks, and rubberneckers that will be driving around our area for the next 3+ years. How can the county minimize the exposure to accidents? How can the county guarantee the maintenance of these gravel roads? And then how can the county guarantee the safety of the school bus routes and student drivers that use these roads to get to school? And how dare you just start so cavalier with our safety? It's, the safety of our kids driving around. You have student drivers, and then you have all these companies from out of state. These deliveries are coming from out of state. You have semis from out of state. We don't know what the hiring practices are for these people. And then next, the decommissioning and lack of any surety payment. How can Panama Energy Center set such a high value on these panels 30+ years in the future? They say they don't need a surety because the salvage value is so high. Why are we taking for the word about it? According to the Solar Recycling Company and Solar Cycle, which Matt Jones has referenced multiple times, it costs anywhere from $10 to $40 per panel to dispose of these. Solar Cycle specifically is $18 for now. The decommissioning associates a $6 charge, which is in accordance with the cost of a landfill charge, according to the Solar Recycling Company. Panama Energy, if they have a company that can guarantee in 30 years that they will charge $6 to dispose of these panels, I would like them to submit that for public record so everyone can see where these are going. I'd also ask that if they have a company that will pay $107 per panel, because that's what they have in their decommissioning, in 30 years, I would like to see that as well. Also, there's Survi Sharma, the CEO and co-founder of Solar Cycle, estimates that there will be 1 billion solar panels installed in the U.S. by 2030. How are we supposed to figure out the price we're getting on these panels when there will be a flood on the market? You see that?
It takes a second.
So we're supposed to get a premium on these panels 30 years when this is what, by the way, this says millions of tons of solar waste. And Solar Cycle specifically only has the capacity of right now to recycle 1 million panels per year. And according to the Yale Environment 360 interview with Mr. Sharma, 90% of solar panels end up in the landfill. If solar energy really is the way of the future and a true green energy, we should be recycling these panels at whatever cost. They are sparing no expense in installing them. And then finally, the decommissioning sites, they are going to use another site out of Clean Sites, Lakeville, Minnesota, possibly, And they've also mentioned Solar Cycle out of Texas. Two different facilities, both out of state. How do we get the salvage value money? And I'm out of time, so that's all I got.
You, Mr. Robinson.
So, note those to you.
Mr. Robinson, do you mind pointing at your property on the map? I just want to make sure I'm clear. Okay, thank you.
All right, the next